We recently got a new toy here at CrossFit Sandpoint. This is our new reverse hyper, and it's courtesy of Rick and Mariah Decker, our good friends who come up and visit every summer, now winter, and we just love having them here, and we really appreciate this because this thing is going to be awesome. This has been touted by many as a low back miracle worker for its ability to strengthen, stretch, potentially decompress, and potentially increase blood flow to what can be a problem area for a lot of people. Now, if you currently have a bad or low back affliction, please go get it checked out before you jump on this thing and start hammering out reps. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a chiropractor, I'm not a physical therapist, and I don't want you to take this video's advice as saying this is going to fix whatever you have going on. That we don't know what is going on, so like I said, go get it checked out before you jump on here and start hammering away. However, if you have previously had low back issues and are currently not, this can be a great way to do all the things I mentioned before: the strengthening, the stretching, and the potentially decompressing and adding blood flow to your problem areas. This can be a fantastic tool. In addition to that, it's a great way to build strength in the posterior chain for those of us who do not have low back problems. It's just a great way to add variation to our training. So when we're typically doing any sort of bending or deadlifting type work, so picking some stuff off the ground, we're relying on our back as the lever to be able to lift that load. So while the intent of the training is to try and train our glutes and hamstrings, we're really relying on this to be able to do that. So if we're adding a certain amount of volume in, and our legs and our glutes and hamstrings need some more work, but our back's starting to tire out first, that's going to disable us to be able to continue training, or potentially put us in an area where we're going to run into injuries or problems as we continue the training session. So what this allows us to do, and I'll give you a quick demonstration here to get in this thing, is, so first of all, the weights go on the outside of this strap. So there's rings that go on the strap, they go on this post, then the weights, then some collars to make sure the weights stay in place. Then your feet go on this strap, you put your hips up on this table, grab a hold of the handles, and start initiating the movement here. You don't want to hyperextend at the top to where you're like arching here, but you want to get your legs up to about parallel. Then on the way down, you don't want to control it. I mean, you do want to control it, but you don't want to like slow it down. So you don't want to just like let it inch down. You want to almost feel like this is a bit of like the same kind of motion as a kettlebell swing, in that on the way down, it's controlled, but it's not like slowed down. So it's in a rhythm. So up and then fall, same thing here. So legs up, let them fall. Legs up, let them fall. Legs up, and let them fall. So yeah, that's how to use it. As far as a prescription for this, or a recommendation of a training, I would say for those of you that are trying to do some prehab for your low back, I would say that at the end of your training session to do like 3 to 5 sets of 12 to 15 at somewhere in like this is going to be a tough percentage to put on there, but like 60 to 70% of a potential, like the most you could do for that 12 to 15 reps. So I'll repeat that: 3 to 5 sets, 12 to 15 reps at like 60 to 70%, not of a 1 rep max, but of like a 12 to 15 rep max. So the intensity of that is pretty low, and you want to see how this is going to affect you, and you want to see where you can go, and then you can continue to add weight through those rep ranges. But I think that 12 to 15 number is going to be a solid bet for you in that scenario. If you're looking to do that for a strength and accessory type of a movement, I would go in 3 sets of like 8 to 10 reps at like 80 to 90% of a potential 8 to 10 rep max. So again, I'll repeat: 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps at a potential 80 to 90% of what you could do for 8 to 10 reps. So some more intensity in the strength building part. Again, if you haven't used this though, I would start quite a bit less than that and just see how it affects you and see what this is going to feel like before you start adding a ton of weight and just start hammering away. But those would be great things to do. I think some of the sport athletes are going to start having this programmed into their training days. But for the rest of you, this would be good to do at the end of a session instead of before, so you're not compounding on top of things that we may be doing in our regular classes. Hopefully, now you've got some insight into this machine that's been in the corner for the last 2 weeks or so. If you have questions on it, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm really excited to have this here. I think it's going to do a lot of good for a lot of people. Thanks for watching.